Good evening, everyone. It's good to see you. I'm glad you're here. I was just about to have a drink and do a little reading, just kind of wind down a little bit, And well, it's always good to have company, and I'm sure there's no better company than a person like yourself. So, um, come join me. I'd be honored if you would, anyway. So, without further ado, bring your own drinks, of course, but don't feel obligated to drink anything. I mean, you don't have to if you don't want to. But bring what you got. Tonight I'm drinking the old Earl Grey, piping hot, which is it's rather nice actually. Anyway, cheers to you and Jesus too. Oh yeah, that's good. Anyway, tonight's episode I actually wanted to thank the great Mike Rowe of Dirty Jobs for reminding me of this article. Just going around, and I know I've covered this a little bit in different episodes, but there just seems to still be a lot of fear out there, a lot of scared people, and you don't need to be. And back in the day, people were scared of nuclear annihilation, right? Nuclear war was going to happen. Everybody was frightened of it, and the great C.S. Lewis wrote this little short article about it. Obviously, I have thoughts about the current situation and stuff like that, but I'm not as eloquent as Mr. Lewis, so I'm going to let him do the speaking. But I really hope you take it to heart, the words that he said, the words that he wrote down. I think there's a lot here we can get out of it. So, anyway, the article is called On Living in an Atomic Age by C.S. Lewis. And it goes like this. In one way, we think a great deal too much of the atomic bomb. How are we to live in an atomic age? I am tempted to reply. Why, as you would have lived in the 16th century when the plague visited London almost every year. Or as you would have lived in a Viking age when raiders from Scandinavia might land and cut your throat at night. Or indeed, as you are already living in an age of cancer, an age of syphilis, an age of paralysis, an age of air raids, an age of railway accidents, an age of motor accidents. In other words, do not let us begin by exaggerating the novelty of our situation. Believe me, dear sir or madam, you and all whom you love were already sentenced to death before the atomic bomb was invented. It is perfectly ridiculous to go about whimpering and drawing long faces because the scientists have added one more chance of painful and premature death to a world which already bristled with such chances, and in which death itself was not a chance at all, but a certainty. If we are all going to be destroyed by an atomic bomb, let that bomb, when it comes, find us doing sensible and human things. Praying, working, teaching, reading, listening to music, bathing the children, playing tennis, chatting to our friends over a pint, and a game of darts, not huddled together like frightened sheep, and thinking about bombs. They may break our bodies. A microbe can do that, but they need not dominate our minds. What the atomic bomb has really done is to remind us forcefully of the sort of world we are living in, and which, during the prosperous period before, we were beginning to forget. And this reminder is, so far as it goes, a good thing. We have been waked from a petty dream, and now we can begin to talk about realities. It is our business to live by our own law, not by fears, to follow, in private or in public life, the law of love and temperance, even when they seem to be suicidal, and not the law of competition and grab, even when they seem to be necessary to our own survival. For it is part of our spiritual law never to put survival first, not even the survival of our species. We must resolutely train ourselves to feel that the survival of man on this earth, much more of our own nation or culture or class, is not worth having unless it can be had by honorable and merciful means. Nothing is more likely to destroy a species or a nation than a determination to survive at all costs. Those who care for something else more than civilization are the only people by whom civilization is at all likely to be preserved. Those who want heaven most have served earth best. Those who love man less than God do most for man. Let the bomb find you doing well. You don't have to be afraid. I've noticed the more secular our society becomes, the more we're governed by fear. I just find that interesting. But putting that aside, you don't have to be afraid. I mean, just speaking from an American perspective, that's not what we do. I mean, we're Americans. We're full of spit and grit and toughness and stick-to-itiveness. You know? We've survived wars and diseases and terrorist attacks. I mean, national emergencies, threats of nuclear annihilation. We've done this before. And there'll be more. There will always be more. But time and time again, we as a country, we as a people, have overcome these challenges. We've risen to the occasion. And we didn't give in to fear. Some people did, but on the whole, I think we did pretty well, right? We overcame these things. And I like what C.S. Lewis says here, you know? If we're going to be destroyed, let that bomb find us doing sensible human things, working, praying, teaching, loving, sleeping, reading poetry. These are the things that make us human. And they're worth it. You know? They're really worth it. Fear isn't worth it. You can't live your life in fear. You'll go insane. I mean, there's millions of ways, millions of things that can get you right now. I mean, like me, for instance, I could walk out the door right now and drop dead. Or I could hop in my car and get hit by somebody. I mean, off the top of my head, I can think of at least minimum 100 ways, right? You never know. It's going to happen. So do your best. Don't be afraid. That's not a way to live your life. Don't live in fear. How are you going to enjoy the things around you if you're cowering in fear? How are you going to live and grow and build wonderful things, tall buildings and statues or art pieces, you know? How are we going to move forward if everybody's scared to do so? You're going to stagnate. You're going to decline. You're going to destroy. Fear will destroy us. It is. I mean, look around you. Small businesses dying, people losing their jobs, food pantries and food kitchens, lines miles long sometimes. Breaks my heart. It really does. You need to stop being afraid. I'm not afraid. I'm not. I mean, yeah, it could happen. It could happen. I could get this thing, this virus that is going around. I know. And of course you want to take proper precautions. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying be silly. I'm not saying that you should take no precautions. Actually, I think that's a good word to use. Caution. I mean, of course we have caution. You know? Be sensible though, you know? Yeah, I mean, like I said, it breaks my heart what we're doing as a society to ourselves. It's not going to lead us to a good place. I can guarantee you that. So, anyway, I have something else I'd like to read, and I just want to ask you all to join me once again. It's from the Bible. If you're not a Christian, I still would like you to join me. I really would be honored if you would, actually. You know, it's always good to learn about different faiths and different beliefs and stuff. Doesn't mean you have to accept them yet. But, you know, I look at it like traveling, right? You go somewhere, you see the sights, you see what the people are like, what it's about, and, maybe you want to live there. Maybe you don't. But the cool thing is you went, right? That's kind of how I view it, and I find it interesting to look at other beliefs and, challenge my own and see the sights and meet the people, that sort of thing. So anyway, like I said, and it's quick. I'll keep it quick. So if you don't, though, not your thing, I understand. I really do. And I won't hold it against you. It will hurt my feelings a little bit, but that's okay. Anyway, but for Christians especially, I just kind of wanted to challenge you all really quickly with current events going on. And it comes from Mark chapter 5. I'm going to start at verse 35. So basically, this guy, rulers of the synagogue, he says, my little daughter, so some ruler, basically, his daughter was sick and she was dying, and the guy was trying to get Jesus to come heal his daughter. That's the scene. All right. Let's see. Okay. While he yet spake, speaking about Jesus, while he yet spake, there came from the ruler of the synagogue's house certain which said, Thy daughter is dead. Why troublest thou the master any further? As soon as Jesus heard the word that was spoken, he saith, Old Testament, unto the ruler of the synagogue, or New Testament, Old English, that's what I meant to say. Said to the ruler of the synagogue, Be not afraid, only believe. And he suffered no man to follow him, save Peter and James, and John, the brother of James. And he cometh to the house of the ruler of the synagogue, and seeth the tumult, and them that wept and wailed greatly. And when he was come in, he saith unto them, Why make ye this ado and weep? The damsel is not dead, but sleepeth. And they laughed him to scorn. But when he had put them all out, he taketh the father, and the mother of the damsel, and them that were with him, and entereth in where the damsel was lying. And he took the damsel by the hand, and said unto her, Talitha cumi, I think that's how you say it, which is, being interpreted, Damsel, I say unto thee, arise. And straightway the damsel arose, and walked, for she was of the age of 12 years, and they were astonished with a great astonishment. And he charged them straitly that no man should know it, and he commanded that something should be given her to eat. Be not afraid, only believe. If you're a Christian, I think these words should touch your heart a little bit. Be not afraid, only believe. Right? You don't have to be afraid. You don't have to be frightened. You don't have to be scared. The good Lord is in control, not us. Right? What's going to happen is going to happen. And he never said that bad things wouldn't happen. I mean, the Bible is chock full of terrible things happening to people, right? But they had faith, and they believed, and they held strong, and they made it through to the other side because of their faith. And another thing I wanted to point out, the people were crying and weeping, and they were just beside themselves. And Jesus said, hey, it's all right. She's just sleeping. And they laughed at him, right? And they laughed him to scorn. That's what it says, right? How many people do you know like that nowadays? Maybe they're not laughing you to scorn, but they're certainly angry. They get angry at you if you're not like them, right? Not weeping and fearful and scared and cowering like them. You know, they see that you're not like them, and it upsets them. But that's okay. That's all right. Right? It happened to Jesus. It's going to happen to us. But still, don't give in to fear. Don't be afraid. Have a little faith. We'll get through this. So, whether it's nuclear annihilation, or a little tiny virus. It's going to be okay, one way or another. Anyway, I think that's about it for tonight. Just wanted to share that all with you and get your thoughts and give you some words of encouragement. I hope you have a good weekend. I hope you have a good week. A lot of people struggling out there, I know, and I just covered it. But even if you're not, I mean, there's so many ways. There's a lot of sadness out there. I can't even begin to tell you. I see it online. I see it with the people that I talk with. I'll keep you in my thoughts, and I'll keep you in my prayers. I definitely will. All of you who are going through anything. And I mean, even if it's little, people would think, oh, my problem's little. It's dumb. Don't worry about it. Well, it's still bothering you, and it's still a problem. So, whether you have sickness in the family, or maybe you got something going on at school, or your work, or even just your personal life. Maybe you're just struggling with something. Let me know. Or even if you don't want to let me know, I'll pray for you. I'll keep you in my thoughts, and I wish you the best, and I hope things get better for you. So, anyway, enough sappiness. I hope you have a good week. Man, I do. I wish good things for you all, and I hope you join me again. I hope it didn't bore you to death. And let's do this again sometime. I would love it if you came back. I really would. So, anyway, take care, and have a good night.